intelligence, data science, language analytics, and defense technologies. ICBI DS LADT 2025. We are truly delighted to host this intellectual gathering in hybrid mode, bringing together respected academicians, researchers, industry experts, and young learners from across the world, all united by one goal to explore, innovate, and save the future through analytics and technology. This two-day international conference is a small but meaningful step towards learning, sharing ideas, and building collaboration in this fast-changing data-driven world. I extend a heartfelt welcome to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vivekanand Pandey sir, our esteemed keynote speaker, Professor Subodha from Temple University, Dr. Shiparna Shah from IIT Patna, Professor Caroline from Carnegie Mellon University, USA, Professor Manju Khari and Dr. Aditi Sharan from JNU, Dr. Reshma Rastogi from South Asian University, Dr. Rajiv Ghosh, NIT Patna, Dr. Subhash Chandra Pandey, BIT Mishra, BIT, Professor Sushant Kumar Mishra, Nalanda University, Dr. Roshan Singh, Triple IT, Professor Pramod Kumar Mishra, BHU. Respected faculty members, guests, delegates, and dear students. Together, let's begin this inspiring journey of ideas and insights. As we start this special occasion, let us seek the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the symbol of knowledge and wisdom. May this divine light remove darkness and fill our minds with learning and positivity. I request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly come forward for the lighting of the lamp. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir Dr. Vivekanand Pandey Sir, Registrar Dr. Naveed Kumar Yadav Sir, Controller of Examination Dr. Sushil Kumar Sir, respected Head of Institutions, Program Leaders, and all other respected faculty members of Amity University, Patna.
Yes, sir. Try.
Sure, sir.
Start.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Thank you, esteemed dignitaries, for gracing this ceremony. May this light guide towards knowledge and success throughout the conference. It is a great privilege to have with us a visionary leader and a true inspiration for all of us, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vivekanand Pandey sir. Professor Dr. Vivekanand Pandey, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Patna, has more than 25 years of experience in academics and academics administration. Dr. Pandey's doctorate in business administration, MBA and LLB from University of Lucknow. He has authored 23 textbooks, edited books, and contributed in many chapters in edited books. Presently, he is working on his new book entitled
Rashmi, thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Rashmi.
Number of books for government officials of
Rashmi, my voice is going across. Thank you so very much for this
Judicial Training
introduction.
Center, Bihar Police, Uttar Pradesh Police, Indian Railways, Management Development of Uttar Pradesh. He is also nominated member of Sri Krishna Science Center, Patna, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. The prime objective of Dr. Pandey is an educationalist is to deploy knowledge towards analysis, synthesis, and fine-tuning of the organization, and task in order to suit the dictates of the environment. Academics apart, he has keen interest in conducting research, especially in the area of entrepreneurship for economic upliftment of weaker section of society. Sir, under your guidance, Amit University Patna continues to achieve new milestones in teaching, research, and innovation. I now invite Dr. Pandey sir to kindly deliver the inaugural address and to formally declare the conference open. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Rashmi. Whether my audio is going across? Dr. Rashmi, please check whether my audio is going across.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much.
Camera share करने का option इसमें disabled है. इससे camera
Esteemed dignitaries, keynote speakers, distinguished guests, academicians, researchers, industry expert, faculty colleagues, my dear students, and all the participants participating from India and abroad in the seminar hall and also available online. A very good morning and greetings of the day to each one of you. It indeed gives me immense pleasure and pride to welcome you all to this international conference on Analytics Unbound, Navigating the Future with BI, Data Science, Language Intelligence, and Defense Informatics. Organized by Amity Institute of Information Technology, Amity University Patna in collaboration with IEEE Student Branch and also Internal Quality Assurance Cell of the university. I am seeing that we have with us, and as Rashmi informed me, we have with us very senior persons available in this conference. I would like to welcome Dr. Subodh Kumar, Professor of Statistics, Operation and Data Science, Fox School of Business. I would also like to welcome Dr. Shriparna Saha, who will definitely be soon joining us, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Patna. Dr. Rose, Professor Rose from USA, Professor Mishra from BHU Varanasi. I would like to thank each one of you for sparing your valuable time out of your very busy schedule and gracing this occasion, discussing, addressing upon this very important theme. This two-day international conference being held on 14th and 15th November 2025 is not merely an academic event. It is a celebration of innovation, intellect, and inspiration. We are proud because I have been told that over 150 participants from various reputed institutions, including eminent speakers from other countries, and around 75 research paper presenters and 11 distinguished keynote sessions have been planned in this particular conference, and persons will be coming from academia, industry, and defense research organizations. It is indeed going to be a very fruitful conference, and the outcome of this conference will definitely be helping the researchers, the industry persons, the defense persons in making their future strategies. In this regard, I must thank the head of department, Dr. Rashmi Shekhar, and entire team of Amity Institute of Information Technology for putting up their best efforts in organizing such a big event. At Amity, we firmly believe that innovation begins where curiosity meets collaboration. This conference stands as a shining testimony to the belief, bringing together bright minds, visionary researchers, young leaders, and is giving them a single platform to explore the boundless world of analytics and artificial intelligence. I once again would like to thank giving a little data that we are living in the age where data has become the most valuable resource on this planet. The executive chairman of Google says there were 5 exabytes of information created in between the time period of civilization commencement and 2003. But that much information is now created every 2 days. That is how fast it is growing, and it is coming in front. And therefore, it is coming with advantages as well as certain challenges also. I am sure that all the researchers will be discussing all the dimensions of this particular phenomena in this particular conference. I would like to once again thank the student branch chapter of IEEE MET Patna, all the students organizing committee, the convener, the faculty members, and especially Dr. Rashmi for organizing this wonderful conference on a very important theme. With this, I would prefer that I should listen to other speakers rather talking about upon this particular issue, because I'm not from this particular background, and I'm sure the persons who are from this particular background will be putting more light on this particular topic. Once again, welcoming all our guests at MET in this conference. Thank you so very much, and please do not forget to give huge round of applauses for students, organizing team, and faculty members, and especially the head of department, Dr. Rashmi. Please join your hands together and give huge round of applause.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivating and insightful words. Your message truly sets the tone for the exciting session ahead. Now we move to one of the most awaited part of the inaugural session, the keynote address. We are honored to have with us world-class researchers and experts who have made outstanding contributions in the field of business analytics, artificial intelligence, and language technologies. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Shubhodaya Kumar, the Paul R. Anderson Distinguished Chair Professor at the Fox School of Business, Temple University, USA. He is a renowned scholar and educator with deep expertise in statistics, operations, and data science, and also holds a secondary appointment in information system. Dr. Kumar is the founding director of the Center for Business Analytics and Disruptive Technologies and currently serves as the president and executive director of the Production and Operation Management Society, a leading global body in his field. He has been recognized for his outstanding contributions to research, teaching, leadership, and has been ranked among the top researchers worldwide in leading business and information system journals. His remarkable academic achievements have earned him numerous prestigious awards and fellowships. A renowned thought leader, Dr. Kumar's expert opinions on emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, and business innovation are frequently featured in global media such as Time Magazine, Forbes, Bloomberg, and the Wall Street Journal. We are deeply honored to have you with us today. Dr. Shubhoda Kumar, a visionary academician and an inspiring leader in the field of business analytics and disruptive technology. So, we warmly welcome you and invite you to deliver your keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Shekhar, for a very kind introduction, and thank you, Dr. Pandey. So I believe I can share my screen, and let's see if it is visible.
फुल स्क्रीन कर सकता है और फुल स्क्रीन कर सकता है फुल स्क्रीन ये
हाँ,
लेफ्ट
let me get my
एक और
power.
कर हाइड कर
See my screen now? Let me go to the PowerPoint. Is it visible?
Yes.
All good? Okay. Thank you so much. I know I have 20 minutes, right? Uh, and I would take this session more as a journey on talking about what is happening right now, talk about some of the projects we are working. And most of the things I'm going to talk today is a kind of combination of industry projects and the academic uh, research as well. And that's what I mostly try to do at our center. We take industry problems, solve them, and then convert them into academic research. So I'm very excited to be here, and it's great to see such a large turnout. And I don't know, many of you may not know, but I have a strong connection to the region. I grew up in Jamshedpur long back. I left in 1998, but and I also studied at BIT Sindri, so I'm very familiar with the area. So I was very happy to meet a lot of people. I wish I could be there in person. Um, and let me briefly talk about. So these are some of the areas where a lot of action is happening right now in the world of AI and analytics. Now, given the time, I'm not going to talk about all of them, so I'm only going to focus on some of them. Uh, but one of the reasons that I strongly believe that, especially for the students, I know there are a lot of students in the room, that the only way when you think about solving real world problem and doing research, the only way to grow and be relevant in today's world is that you think about reinventing yourself every 4 to 5 years. And my always my theme has been write a new PhD dissertation every 4 to 5 years. So I finished my PhD now in 2001, so 24 years back. And every 4 to 5 years, when you think of writing a new PhD dissertation, you keep adding these topics and new methodologies as well. And if you keep that focus, I think you can do wonders both in terms of the impact as well as your academic research. So I will divide my discussion today in the two different methodology side and the topics, some of them that I have listed there, and I'll be happy to take any questions. So I'll try to be brief, but if you have more questions on any of the things that I talk about, please feel free to ask questions. So I will not go into the details of the problems. I will mostly introduce and I'll talk about what stage they are in. But offline or at the end of the session, I'll be happy to take questions on that. So a lot of things what we see today in the world of analytics is there is a world of data analytics where we go into econometric models, predictive models. That's where the lot of AI and now even agentic AI based models. And there is other side, but those are only to do mostly prediction and analysis. But we have to make some business decisions out of it, and that's where decision and prescriptive analytics come into picture. And of course, AI is playing an important role there as well. So for each of the topics I'll discuss today, I'll divide my work on both sides, because we first have to look at the data, understand the phenomena, and then solve it using math models. And that's the only way we can really make an impact which is important for practice. I've listed, you can always find things on my webpage. Some of the things which I've been talking about, that why we need to get out of the silos when we think about AI and analytics, especially. We cannot think about the discipline specific. It has to be multidisciplinary. So, many of my editorial articles, I talk about that. You can always go to my webpage and using my QR code, and I have also put the links here that you can utilize. So with that, let me start with the first topic. As I told, in the limited time, I will only cover part of it. I'll not go through the whole list, but you can find the complete list on my webpage. Now, why I'm starting with this whole idea of blockchain and disruptive technologies, because they are making the biggest impact right now. And at the same time, we have lots of open questions that we have, as a researchers, we have the responsibility to answer them. Because if we do not, then first of all, industry will not be able to make the full impact. Second, we will be behind. We don't want to be a follower. We want to be leader by paving the direction on that. And one of the most disruptive technologies, especially in the world of operations and supply chain, even in finance, we talk about the blockchain. And blockchain has gone well beyond cryptocurrencies and so on, and we are seeing some light. But you have to understand, if you look at this data, we are still here. We are only seeing the tip of the iceberg. We have not seen the real action. Real action is going to happen in next 3 to 5 years. So this is the time when we start looking at what will be needed in next 3 to 5 years. How can we be ready for that? So at our center, we are trying to look at, with the help of lots and lots of doctoral students. I work with doctoral students and undergrad student and master's student, not just at Temple, but many other schools in the US, in India, in China. And with the army of our students, we are trying to study a variety of problems. Let me give you a glimpse of that. As I told, I'll not go into detail, but I'll give you enough glimpse so that you are motivated, and hopefully you will take on some of these interesting and the forward-looking problems. So one of the biggest question is being asked in blockchain is the scalability problems, along with some of the other issues with the protocols and privacy. And why scalability solution? Because the way blockchain was envisioned in 2009 was not a design for this kind of implementation at large scale. Now, we don't have enough data from the private blockchains, and I'm not going to get into details of different types of blockchain, but I think everybody sitting in the room should have good understanding of that because a lot of applications in the future will be based on that. So we don't have a lot of data on private blockchain, so we had to look at a public blockchain where we can get data. And even though I'm not very interested in cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin, that's where the data is right now. So it's a good place to start. And to understand the scalability problem, we took the data from this page, and they had done, they do a lot of service transactions. We took data from 29 prominent service provider of approximately $1.13 trillion. And we are revising this paper right now as I speak with two doctoral students from University of Florida and one former student from University of Texas at Dallas, who was also a student at Indian School of Business in India earlier. And here we are expanding this list to a lot bigger. That's another beauty of our academic journal publication. They think that this is not enough. So we are expanding this list, but we have tried to look at some of the scaling solution that they have implemented and run some econometric model. I will not go into the detail. Now, this is on the data analytics side, but when you think of this is an analytics side, now there is an action on how we can implement it, right? So this work we're doing with one doctoral student from Temple. So what she is looking at now, companies like Louis Vuitton, Burberry, many luxury good items, they have implemented blockchain, or in the process Prada. So the question is that, why so many luxury good items are going for blockchain, right? And one simple reason is that counterfeits. But in the blockchain can really block counterfeit, because there are some empirical data which shows that after blockchain implementation, actually number of counterfeits have sometimes increased. Now that's a very counterintuitive thing to happen. Partly it could be because of the growth. But at the same time, there are a lot of regulations around that. So in here, we do a game theoretic model to understand this phenomena. And also we give direction on how they should plan for future. Now we have a series of work on this. This is in the most advanced stage that we are revising for one of the premier journals and management science. And then in another work, we are looking at the adoption model, that what we can do in digital ads. There's another related work that I'm working with some students from China, where we are looking at when you're doing more AI authentication, that is also not always reducing counterfeit. So why things like blockchain and AI authentication, which are promise to have stop all of those things they are not doing. I think this area has a immense potential. I'll switch gear a little bit. Another very interesting area in disruptive technology, and I'll talk about healthcare a little bit more in a few minutes, but another great area is healthcare. Now, AI in healthcare is the way to go because that's where we can make the biggest impact. This was one of the projects we did with some students from Indian School of Business, and then some more students from Temple joined. We look at the diabetic foot problem. Now, why this is a big problem? Because the initial diagnosis is very difficult. So what we did here was that we did utilize a thermal imaging, which is not a new thing for healthcare, but we used it in a very interesting manner where we are using a deep learning neural network model with pretty high accuracy. And now we are able to do without any procedure, we can predict that what kind of treatment would be needed. Again, this model was not to replace physician, but to do initial diagnosis. And we have some very good results. We did some clinical trials on that. We have extended that to pulse wave analytics or even brain wave analytics. And when I go to healthcare, I'll talk a little bit more about some of the other projects in a few minutes. Another area which I think has a lot of interest right now is industrial IoT. So we work with some companies from China, and this is a doctoral student from China and a professor from China, where we try to look at some of the interesting phenomena. So, industrial IoT, those who don't know, now companies like Rolls-Royce, Tesla, Boeing, Airbus, they are putting these IoT devices in their equipments. And those IoT devices give them data that they use for after sales service or for maintenance. But in the maintenance market, there are companies like this who do not have access to this data. So one would think that, well, with this kind of disruptive technologies, the third-party services who don't have access to IoT data should be out of business. But interestingly, what recently happened, that some of these companies like Sony, Boeing, Siemens, they opened their platform to third party. Now that leads to very interesting business phenomena. Why would they do that when they have so much tremendous power? Why did they open it to the third party? So in this paper that we recently published, and this is one of the first papers which has looked at industrial IoT from this perspective. So we are very happy with that. It's getting a lot of traction, both from academia and industry. So those who are working in this area, and if not, look at this area, I think there's a lot of potential. There are a few more work that I'll not go into detail. This is was a work of one of the doctoral students at IIM Bangalore. She has looked at this streaming market. We are revising this paper right now. We have worked with the financial arm of Alibaba called Ant Financial, where we are looking at, they have done the now generative AI conversational robo advisors. So we did an experiment with them. That paper also we are revising right now. And more recently, we did another experiment with how generative AI is being used for coding. And this was one of our doctoral students at Temple. He has looked at how the coding performance of developers change. Because, this is a very relevant question. On the one hand, companies like Microsoft and Alphabet, they're talking about maybe the entry-level developers are not needed. But is it changing the behavior? It is changing the performance. So we are trying to analyze that. And again, we are revising that paper. We just revised it actually for JMIS, which is another premier journal in IS area. So as I told, I'll walk through a couple of them and then I'll stop. And please feel free to stop me anytime, Professor Shekhar, when you think I'm going out of time. But let me talk about another very interesting area, social media analytics. I think that's again phenomenal, given that we are here, but we are going to see a lot of growth. So what that means as a researcher. So we work with many social media companies and we try to understand the problem. But one of the problems that excited me most, if you look at this list, you will notice that in the top 10 most follower list, there is not even a single company. Now we are trained and we have learned that, the companies, Coke has a high brand value, Microsoft has a high brand value. But here, human brand is becoming very big. So that really fascinated, and one of my former doctoral student who is now at Ohio State University, he took in his dissertation look at the human brand problem. And there I work with a lot of marketing folks also. So it is not just the operations problem or IS problem, it's a mixed problem, right? That's why many of the papers we wrote has a mix of people. Like in this paper, we have one marketing faculty and another marketing faculty from IIM Bangalore. And we looked at our first study in this was we looked at the data on, and I'll take questions. Siddharth, yeah, sure, you can ask right now. I see you have a hand up. I know what is the best way you can ask questions, how it is set up. You can write in the chat, I think, or you can unmute yourself. I don't know, Siddharth's hand is up. So I don't know, Professor Shekhar, how would we facilitate questions?
Is there any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I see there's a one hand raised by Siddharth Kumar.
Siddharth Kumar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
you
request
can
everybody
bring
to
him up.
kindly unmute that student, Siddharth Kumar. Kindly unmute him. IT team, kindly unmute Siddharth.
Yeah. Okay. So, so I'll continue, Siddharth. You can come back. So in this first study, we took data for Indian election 2014, and we looked at all the social media data, all the tweets, which were around 23 million tweets. And our idea here was to look at what is the impact of human brand, which are candidates, and the related branch, which is party. So here we did a multi-methodology thing. We did all the sentiment analysis, then we did econometric model. I think methodology-wise, this is very exciting to me, that how now we can combine econometric optimization models, all these machine learning models, and we can do wonders with that. So those who are interested in that, I'll talk about a couple of papers on that. In this paper, now people like Ronaldo, they are getting $1 billion just to write tweets about Nike, right? Now that's a very interesting phenomena. Why will Nike pay $1 billion just to write tweets? But if you do the math, actually it's a good value for Nike in the long run. So, but there are a lot of influencer marketers who are small players. They're not big players, right? So we work with a company from Dallas who basically find influencer marketers. And in this paper, we looked at how to optimize the selection. Now, this paper uses all methodology. It has AI, this has genetic algorithm, this has optimization, this has empirical methods. So those who like multi-methodology, please look at it. And academic journals love that these days. To extend that, one of the recent doctoral student from Texas A&M, he looked at how to decide what features to add in images when you are putting it on social media. Like if IKEA is putting an image on Facebook versus Instagram, the features are not going to be the same because audience is same. So how can you optimize that? And we are using deep learning models to evaluate that. But what excites me is that all these new business models. So we work with, in this paper, with a company in China who does social marketing. Now that's a very interesting phenomena. It says that when you purchase your item, you share your cart with your friends and they don't have to purchase anything. Whoever opens your cart, you get a discount based on that. Now, these kind of things were not possible before all the social media came. So we did a lot of experiment to analyze that. Another very interesting area that I find these days is HR analytics. Okay, so this is a company we work with in Philadelphia. This company has created this app where in the real time you can rate your boss, your peers, and subordinate, and that becomes part of your annual evaluation. So we have done a lot of experiments with that, and those who are interested in these kind of problems, please read these papers. So we have done a series of papers. We have published the first one we did 4 years back. The second one came 3 years back. The one came last year. And then we have a couple more which is under review. So look at that. This I feel the real-time feedback combining with the operations, IS, and marketing is amazing. There are a few more recent papers. This was a doctoral student from Tsinghua University. We looked at another very interesting business model. I'll again not go into detail. This is another doctoral student from Tsinghua where we look at affiliate marketing. This is the one student from Temple who looked at social dilemma. Now, this was a documentary on Netflix where they show that this all the social media is causing lot of mental health problems among young audience. So we have modeled that, and you can take those ideas and you can create very good impact in terms of the models. This is more recent paper with a marketing student on satirical news. I will again skip some of these. And those who are interested, you can look at the book I have recently written. And here I get into the future of social media marketing. And before I close my discussion and take questions if we have time, I will talk briefly touch on healthcare. Then I'll stop just in the interest of time. Now, healthcare analytics is another area which is where we are seeing only some part of the action, but a lot of actions will come very soon. So we did a series of work. First one was done with Practo in India. Second one with some online healthcare portals in China. Third one with some health information exchanges in the US. And I have been trying to understand how this phenomena is different across countries. And this is fascinating series of studies where healthcare analytics is changing worldwide in a very different manner. But what is exciting me most in healthcare right now is Industry 5.0. So if you see here, what is most exciting is mass customization. The world is moving towards mass customization. Give you the shoes you need, give you the car you need, not give you the toothpaste you need, right? But can we do it in service industry? So what we did a work with some hospitals on designing personalized treatment for breast cancer patients. And we have extended this now for ovarian cancer patient. Now this is a very interesting team. So you can see here we have a team from MIT who was the former dean, just recently a step down dean of MIT Sloan School of Management. Again from MIT, the one from biology department, and my team, rest are all our students who have done all the work. We took actually 34 genome data and combined that with machine learning methods. I think that is the future. And then I have some related work again, as I told, in the interest of time, I'll not go there, but if you are interested, you can look at it. And finally, this is the paper we did with LV Prasad Eye Institute in Hyderabad. I'm working with them on several projects. And this was one where we look at their pricing policy. Those who are aware of them, they treat half of the patients for free. And they actually are one of the largest cataract surgery place in the world. So we are helping them in deciding their pricing strategy and so on. And that's a very interesting marketing problem. So we submitted to marketing. I also did one podcast you can find on my page where I go more into how AI is changing healthcare. As I told, I can go on for 3 more days, but in the interest of time, I'm going to stop here. If there's time, I'll be happy to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Is there any questions from the audience? Thank you, Professor Kumar, for your wonderful and inspiring address that highlighted how intelligence and innovation go hand in hand. Next, we
Thank
are
you.
delighted to welcome our second keynote speaker, Dr. Shiparna Shah. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Shiparna Shah, Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Patna. She earned her MTech and PhD degree in Computer Science from the Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata. Dr. Shah has authored over 450 research papers and a book published by Springer Verlag. Her research interests include natural language processing, machine learning, deep learning, multi-objective optimization, and biomedical information extraction. With an H index of 51 and over 30,000 citations, she is recognized among the top 2% of scientists worldwide in artificial intelligence and image processing. She is a fellow of IET, and IET is senior member of IEEE and ACM, recipient of numerous prestigious awards, including the Fulbright Nehru Fellowship, INSA Young Associate 2024, and Serve Women in Excellence Award 2018. Her remarkable achievements and contributions make her an inspiring leader in the field of artificial intelligence and data science. Ma'am, we warmly welcome you and invite you to deliver your keynote address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Reshmi ma'am, for inviting me in this conference. And I am very sorry I could not travel because of today's counting day. So today I am going to, I am here to present my research initiatives, that is multimodal information processing. I hope I am fully audible and my screen is also visible. So if there will be any problem with the connection, please let me know immediately. So in this brief talk, as I mentioned that we have a research team here at IIT Patna, and my research team is mostly in recent days, they are exploring some research problem statements related to multimodal information processing, and they are showcasing how the multimodal data can solve different tasks of natural language processing. So I will showcase in this particular talk this various tasks of natural language processing and how multimodal data can help improve various tasks. So, and also I would like to mention that as we are working on the natural language processing, and you know, in India, there are around 26 official languages, and there are many low resource languages. Like if you see the northeastern India, like Assamese, Bodo, Nagaland, those states, and the languages spoken on those in those states, those are very low resource. Not much resources are available for the Indian languages. So my team is also working on building some resources for the Indian languages, and those are available in my web page. There is a resource web page www.iitp.ac.in /resources. So you please visit my web page, and you can also download the data sets which are available, and you can then build your own model using these resources. So let me start with the concept, what is the multimodality? So multimodality is very much similar to our real world experience. In our real world, what we used to do is that we are having multiple sensors in our body, like and whenever suppose there is an object and we have to take a decision about the object, we used to use our multiple sensors, like we are hearing the sound of the object, we are feeling the texture of the object, we are smelling the object, and then by collecting the information from multiple sensors, we used to take a decision. So this is called the multimodal information processing. Rather than focusing on a single sensor, we are collecting information from multiple sources and then taking a decision. Similar to that, in real world also, you know that there are many tasks where you can have, like for example, social media. My previous speaker was mentioning about the social media data. So whenever you are writing in Instagram or in the Facebook, we are not only writing the textual content, rather we are also uploading some images, and also we are maybe sometimes also uploading a video. So it is again a multimodal data. So maybe textual data, image data, and the video data. So how can we process a combination of all these data? And you know, sometimes image and text are complementary to each other. So there are some concepts like, you know, what is love, what is affection. So these concepts is very difficult to be described using image. But how a Keanu looks like, it is very easy to be described using image. So image and text are complementary to each other. Some concepts you can easily describe using text, but some concepts you can easily describe using image. There are many tasks in natural language processing. For example, emotion detection from the speaker, like two speakers are talking to each other and you need to detect the emotional state of the speaker. So, you know, suppose two speakers are discussing on a particular topic, maybe on a movie, and you need to detect what is the emotional state, whether the speaker is angry or the speaker is neutral, or whether the speaker is surprised or speaker is sad or the speaker is happy. What is the emotional state? So in the traditional NLP setup, we used to see the utterances spoken by the user, and by seeing the utterances, we used to detect the emotional state of the speaker. But now we are not only seeing the utterances, but also we are seeing the images like the facial expressions and also the audio tone. If the speaker is sad, then the audio tone will be low. If the speaker is happy, then the audio tone will be high. And similarly, the facial expressions also give us enough information. So the facial expression, audio tone, and the textual utterance all together can provide us an information or the emotional state of the speaker. Similarly, on the right hand side, you can see an example of the social media. Suppose a disaster situation has happened. There is an earthquake, and we are collecting data from the social media. All the posts which are related to earthquake, we can easily collect. And then we can categorize the post into two categories, informative and non-informative, because after the earthquake, people used to post about their current situation in the social media. So they used to mention whether they are safe or they are stuck in a particular house. What is the whether there is any water supply or not, whether there is any electricity supply or not. So they used to mention about the neighborhood, their current situation in the social media. So we can collect all the posts which are related to a natural calamity or a particular situation, and then we can categorize those posts into two categories. Some posts are simply giving some sympathetic situation and etc. So those posts are not relevant. So we are simply separating. We are simply focusing on those posts which are giving us some information, and those are relevant for us. And then we are summarizing those posts, and the summary is basically given to the rescue team, and the rescue team is basically then planning for the rescue operation. So my team is, as I mentioned, that we are in IIT Patna. There is a team called AI NLP ML, and the team of researchers are mostly working on how to use the multimodal data for solving various tasks. So one possible task is developing some chatbot. So chatbot, nowadays we are regularly using chatbot in our day-to-day life. Alexa, Siri, these are examples of chatbot. So we are asking any question to Alexa, that what is the temperature outside, Alexa? Can you play this song for me? Okay, so or top 5 news, can you tell the top 5 news of today, Alexa? So Alexa is a question answering chatbot. Okay, so basically now we can easily develop some specialized chatbot. Like for example, we can develop a sales chatbot. So with the help of Accenture, we are building a sales bot. So this sales bot will try to sell a product to a customer. Suppose there is a online platform like Amazon or Flipkart, etc. The people are visiting those online platforms, and then people are giving the specifications. And then if your specifications are not available with those e-shopkeeper, then the e-shopkeeper or the chatbot will try to pursue you to buy an alternative product. And then after, if the persuasion can be of different types, like depending on your personality, like for depending on the gender, there will be different persuasion strategies. And also depending on your current situation, like if you are trying to purchase a gift for your mother, then there will be emotional appeal. But if suppose you are a very logical person, then based on the maybe products rating, there will be a logical appeal. So there are different types of persuasion strategies. And finally, there will be a negotiation on the cost. So we developed a sales bot with the help of Accenture. And also Accenture has basically deployed this bot in their system. Then we also worked in the medical domain. Our in IIT Patna also, and in almost all the universities, students often suffer from the different mental disorders, like mostly anxiety and the depression. So, and because of the stigma, they do not want to consult any psychiatrist as well. So can we develop a bot with whom they can freely talk to? Because whenever someone is suffering from some depression, they simply need a friend with whom they can simply talk to, who will not judge them, and they can simply talk with that particular friend. They can discuss about their problem. So we developed a chatbot which can simply talk with a particular student or a user and give some generate some empathetic polite responses, and will try to motivate the user. Okay, that it is not a our task is not to replace the psychiatrist, but just to motivate the users. So these are some kind of works in the chatbot domain. Then another important task is the complaint mining. Nowadays we are purchasing products online, and if we are not happy with the product, or the product is damaged or the defective, then we are writing our complaints in the Amazon or the Flipkart platform. And sometimes we are also uploading the images of the defected product. So this way, these complaints are also multimodal, text plus image both. So we are collecting these multimodal complaints, and then because customer care representatives are getting so many complaints, so many posts in their blogs, because in Amazon they used to provide users a particular box for writing the reviews or the complaints. So many reviews they are getting per day, and it's not possible for them to manually scan through all these reviews and to detect which one is positive review, which one is negative review, which one is a complaint. So we need a automated classification framework to identify the complaint. And then once you identify the complaint, you need explanations, like why, on which aspect the person is complaining. Like a product can have many aspects. The product, for example, a mobile phone has camera quality, battery life, price, color, screen size. So maybe the person is not happy with the camera quality, but the person is happy with the battery life. So maybe the person is only complaining on a particular aspect. So this is called the aspect-based complaint mining. So we dig deep and we identified the aspect-based complaint mining. So these are some of the tasks that we have done in our current with our current team. And let me discuss about a particular work which is called the summarization. Summarization is becoming very useful nowadays, because often we encounter long text documents or long documents. And it's sometimes very difficult for us to go through such a long document. So we need to have a summary. So summarization is of two types. Either we can simply select a subset of sentences, and then we can form a summary out of that. This is called the extractive summarization. Or we can simply generate we can simply write the summary in our own way, own words. This is called the abstractive summarization. Okay. So summarization is of two types. Now, you know that how summarization has evolved. So initially, summarization, like suppose you are searching with a keyword Taj Mahal. Now, Taj Mahal, when you are searching with in the any web browser like Google or Bing or Yahoo, you will get multiple web snippets. Okay. So if you are summarizing a single document, then this is called the single document summarization. Or if you are summarizing multiple documents, because Taj Mahal, when you are searching with the word Taj Mahal, you will get multiple documents. So if you are considering multiple documents for generating the summary, then this is called the multi-document summarization. Okay. Now, nowadays, what happens is that maybe when you are searching with the word Taj Mahal, you will get multiple documents, multiple images, and also multiple videos on Taj Mahal. So if you are considering all of them, images, videos, and documents, then this is called the multimodal summarization. And also what is happening is that nowadays, suppose BBC or the CNN, their reporters have written an article on a particular topic. Like, for example, this Delhi blast, so which has recently happened. Suppose a reporter has written an article on that particular topic, and they have simply uploaded that report immediately. Now they used to invite the readers to comment on that article, because maybe immediately they got some news and they have written a report. Okay. But the report may not be accurate, or maybe report is not up to date. So they used to invite the readers to read that particular report, and they used to ask the readers to comment on the report. Okay. That way they are trying to make the report more interactive. Okay. So this way there are so many comments are also associated with the report. So the task is, can we consider these comments also while generating the report? So now there is a report, and also there are multiple comments. And considering the report and the comments, we need to generate the summary. And obviously, all the comments are not relevant because people may write any junk comments. So we need to categorize the comments into 3 categories. Some are giving us some the supplementary information which are already present in the, maybe they are supporting the reporter. Some are giving us some additional information which are not provided in the report, and some are giving us some irrelevant information which are not related to the article at all. So this way, at first, we have to categorize the comments into 3 categories, and then we have to basically add the comments with the article, and we have to generate the summary. So let me discuss about some technical part of this of these algorithms. So basically, this is our text, image, video summarization task. So as I mentioned that when you are searching with the word Taj Mahal, you got some text document, you got some images, and you also got maybe some videos. Maybe some people have already visited Taj Mahal and they have created some videos, and those videos they have uploaded in some YouTube or anywhere. So those videos or some documentary videos by BBC or some news channels are also available. So that way, your input is a collection of text, images, and the videos. And now you want to develop your own summarization tool, which will finally give you a small text summary, a few images as the image summary, and also a small video clip as the video summary. And for this, you can also refer to our survey paper. We have written a beautiful survey paper on a survey on multimodal summarization in ACM Computing Survey, which is a very well-cited journal. The impact factor is 14. So if you want to know or understand this particular domain in a better way, you please go through the survey, a survey on multimodal summarization. So how we created the dataset? Basically, we started with the Zhu et al.'s paper dataset, a multimodal summarization for asynchronous collection of text, image, audio, and video, which was published in ENLP 2017. So in this dataset, there were 25 topics, and each topic is having 20 text documents per topic, 3 to 9 images per topic, 3 to 8 videos per topic, and for each topic, there were 3 summaries, okay? So this is the data set that we have. But this data set is like in the input, we have the multimodality, but in the output, we do not have multimodality, okay? So input is multimodal, but the output is not multimodal. So we started with this data set, and now we have made the data set multimodal. So in the output, we basically employed 3 annotators, and they have gone through this data set, and they have selected some images as the image summary. So it is a extractive summarization. So basically, as I already differentiated between the extractive and the abstractive. So this data set is an example of the extractive summarization. So the outputs and in the output, only few sentences are present from the input. In the output image summary also, only few images are present from the input. And in the video also, only an image input from the input is present. So then this is our proposed framework, which is very similar. But we inspired by the clustering algorithm, In clustering, we used to group the objects, no? So the idea is very simple, that we have to extract all the sentences from the documents, and videos also we have to generate 2 things. So we have to separate the transcripts and also the keyframes, okay? In the video, we have to separate the audio and the keyframes. So from the audio, we have to generate the transcripts. Now the transcripts are added with the text set, and the keyframes are added with the image set. So that way, we are now having 2 sets, text set and the image set. We have to generate the embeddings, okay? We will be having the text vectors and the image vectors. So basically, the idea is that we have to cluster the sentences, okay, in the semantic space. And we have to also cluster the images, okay? We have to cluster the text vectors, and we have to cluster the image vectors. So basically, we are using the multi-objective optimization approach for clustering. So for clustering purpose, and multiple objective functions are simultaneously optimized. So basically, for clustering, the objective is that cluster should be compact, and also cluster should be well separated from each other. So we are having a say in the text space, we have to generate some clusters. In the image space also we have to generate some clusters. So in the for the text, we are having an objective function. In the image also we are having an objective function, and there is a cross correlation similarity. So these are the three objective functions that we have optimized. These are some of the results. So we have compared, with with various other approaches, and we have shown that our approach is giving around 39% user score. So then next, what we have done is that we have shown that summarization, like if your text is your primary modality, like for example, here you can see the text summary is the Russian airliner which crashed in the Sinai desert, killing 2 to 4 people, was down by a bomb. Analysis of the black box recorders indicates the plane had been carrying 217 passengers, including 17 children and 7 crew members. Families of the passengers have gathered at St. Petersburg airport as bodies begin to arrive back at Russia. Okay, so if this is your text summary and text is your primary modality, then the images can be of two types. Images can be either supplementary or the images can be complementary. So in the left hand side, there is a set of images. So these images convey the same information which are present in the text. Okay, so these images are called the supplementary enhancement, because here we are not getting any additional information. Rather, images convey the same information which are present in the text. On the right hand side, there are two images which are giving us some additional information which are not present in the text. Like relatives of the victims created the memorial at the St. Petersburg airport. ISIS is claiming responsibility for the crash, with both Russia and Egypt deny it. So here images convey some additional information which are not present in the text. So this way, we are categorizing the images into two categories: supplementary enhancement and the complementary enhancement. So basically, this is our, I am not going through the mathematical part. So basically, we are checking the similarity with the text summary. If the similarity of the images with the text summary is less than some threshold, then the images are called the supplementary enhancement. Otherwise, if the similarity of the image with the text summary is greater than some threshold, then those are called the complementary enhancement. So basically, we extended our previous approach. Now it is a two-stage approach. In the first stage is very similar to what we have already done. We separated the text vectors and the image vectors, and then we clustered them. In the second phase, we basically group for in each cluster we have added some. Now there is a user, there is a parameter. So the user is deciding how many, whether you want to have more supplementary images or the complementary images. And accordingly, you know that those supplementary and the complementary images are added to each cluster. So if you need more supplementary images, then you add more supplementary kind of images, less complementary images. So this way, some post-processing is basically done. So moving forward, so till now, whatever I have discussed till now, so those data sets are basically in English, okay? Because you can see the Javetel, that data set basically we have used, and those data sets were in English. So there is a need of developing this kind of multimodal summarization data set in the Indian context, because there is no multimodal data set in Indian context. So basically my students have developed a large scale multimodal multilingual summarization data set. So we collected some data from the BBC and we created a fast multilingual covering many Indian languages summarization data set. So the data set is having 1.1 million instances spanning 20 languages: English, Chinese, Spanish, Russian, French, Ukrainian, Portuguese, Japanese, and also many Indian languages like Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Bengali, Sinhala, Urdu, Pashto, Indonesian, Telugu, Punjabi, and Nepali. This is the largest multilingual summarization data set. And you can see how we collected. This is a BBC News. So there is a title, there is a date, time, there are some reference images, there is a summary written by the reporter, and there is a text also. So we are collecting from this particular report. And these are some results. So that we are running some baselines on this particular news only. And these are for English, we are able to run some multimodal baselines, and these are some results. So next we move towards the comment hour summarization. As I mentioned, that nowadays reporters want to make their articles more interactive. Like when they are writing their report, they are inviting the report. They are inviting basically readers to put some comments. Okay, that way they want to make the system more interactive. So this is really very interesting because sometimes maybe reporter is biased towards a political party, or maybe reporter has missed to report something, or maybe reporter has made some mistake, so the readers can always point out on that mistake. Okay, so that way this kind of readers point our summary generation is really important, because the readers can always highlight the mistakes made by the reporters, and also it will improve the engagement. So there was a dataset, RAMDS dataset. Okay, this is a very popularly used. So it was not developed by us, but it was already available dataset. But it was a textual dataset. Okay, it was only text-based dataset. There are 45, there are 45 topics, news topics, and also there in the and human summaries are written manually. And there are 6 categories in the dataset: accidents and natural disasters, attacks, new technology, health and safety, endangered resources, investigations and trials. Okay, this way there are 45 news topics in this particular data set. So we basically what we did is that this is a sample from the data set. You can see that there is a Russian news, like 47 people spend Christmas abroad, a cruise ship that has become stuck in the ice in a remote region off the coast of Antarctica, and rescue vessels are at least 2 days away. Australian maritime officials told ABC News. So this is 280 words. Now there are many comments by the readers. They sure have a great answer. One reader has mentioned that perhaps someone should inform Mr. Goldman. So Mr. Goldman is a reporter, on the difference between a cruise ship and an oceanographic research vessel. So basically this reporter has mentioned this as a cruise ship, but actually this is a oceanographic research vessel. Okay, that way there are 12 more comments, but one comment is really meaningful because the reporter has made a mistake. So now if we will incorporate the reader's comments into account, we will get this summary. A Russian research ship, MV Academic Skolarsky, with 74 scientists, tourists and crew abroad, issued a satellite distress call after getting stuck. So basically, when the human writer is writing the summary, he has incorporated the this reader's comment that this is a Russian research ship. So we basically, my students have made the dataset multimodal. So they collected the images from different sources. So there are different topics present in the RAMDS dataset. So they basically search in the internet with different topics, and then they collected the images from different sources. And this way they have, and then they manually filtered out which images are relevant, which are not. So you can see the dataset statistics. So per image, there are minimum 2 images. Per topic, there are minimum 2 images, maximum 69 images, median 9 images. There are total 528 images in the dataset. So this is one example. This is regarding the Australian wildfire. So these are 4 relevant images for the particular topic. This way, my students have made the dataset multimodal. So then we proposed a new architecture. So this is a transformer-based architecture. I am not going to the detail. So transformer is very popularly used for generating summarization in natural language processing. This is a neural network-based architecture where there is an encoder and there is a decoder plot. So the encoder is encoding the input, like you have the text, article, and the comment. So the article and the comments are encoded into a vector representation, and then this vector representation is given to the decoder, and the decoder will keep on generating the summary. Okay, so and then also images are also there. So this so basically this encoder and the decoder block, and then finally it will keep on generating the summary, and the summary will try to also select the image. Okay, so the image will not contribute in generating summary. Rather, after generating the summary will be generated after considering the article and the comment. And when you will be generating the summary, this summary will help you in selecting a important image. So that is the whole point. So these are some of the results. So CSMS is our proposed model, and we are getting the Russell score of 34% and Ruzon score of 45.7%. And we have also compared with our, we have also, these are the image precision scores. These are some results. You can see that original summary is saying a magnitude 5. This is a case study, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake followed by 115 aftershocks. So this is regarding a magnitude in the earthquake in the Los Angeles. So you can see that there are some hallucinations. So in the original summary, it was mentioned that the 25 miles east of downtown. So the epicenter was in Orange County, which is about 20 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. But in our generated summary, it is saying 25 miles east of downtown. So all the numeric values are not correctly predicted. Okay, there are some hallucinations in predicting the numeric values. Okay, but the images are correctly predicted. Out of the 3 images, 2 images are correctly predicted. So this shows that somehow, that it basically shows that that maybe because there are only 45 topics in the data, because of that maybe there are some hallucinations in our model, but the image precision is good. So next, what we are currently doing is that, in this particular work, in the previous work, we have considered all the readers' comments. We have not basically classified the readers' comments into relevant and non-relevant. But actually what happens is that whenever there is a news report, you know that many readers are also giving any arbitrary comments or any random comments. So basically when we are generating the summary, we should not consider all the readers' comments. So rather than considering all the readers' comments, we should make a classification. So here, that is what we are doing. We are classifying the readers' comments into 3 categories. Some readers' comments are giving the repeating whatever is written in the document. Some readers' comments are basically giving us some additional information which are not present in the document. And some readers' comments are irrelevant, which are detached. This way, we are categorizing readers' comments into 3 categories. And then we are sequentially adding those comments with the document. And then we are passing the document and the comments to a LLM, and we are generating the summary. So this is the overall framework. So there is a classification framework which is classifying the comments into any of the 3 categories. Then sequentially, we are adding the comments with the document. And then we are passing through a large language model, we are passing through a summarization module to generate the summary. So these are the results. Results show the supplementary comments are more useful. Supplementary comments are giving us the highest results in terms of generating summary. So we have also generated, and this RAMDS dataset is again in English. So there is a need of generating a multimodal reader-server dataset for the Indian context. So in this year only, we released a dataset in the Indian context also for the Indian languages. So we have covered almost 14 Indian languages. So this COSMIC is a comment-sensitive multimodal multilingual dataset. And there are 4959 article image pairs. There are 24,000 reader comments. Okay. And for the Daily Mint, we have collected this dataset. So this Daily Mint is a newspaper where basically news articles are available in 14 new Indian languages. And you can see these are the comments. So the readers can put their comments also. And this is multimodal because the images are also available. This way we have basically collected the data set from here. And my students have basically prepared the data set, which is also available in my web page. You can download the data set freely from my web page. And this is the dataset statistics. So we have Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Gujarati, Malayalam, Uriya, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. All these 14 languages are present in our dataset. So they're constituting 4959 articles, 24,000 readers' comments. And these are some of the results. You can see we did an ablation study, like when we are considering only article, then we are considering article plus comments, and then we are segregating that. As I mentioned, all comments are not useful. If you are only considering the relevant comments, then there is a performance improvement. So article plus relevant comment is giving us the highest accuracy or the highest results in almost all the cases. So moving forward, I will stop because I do not have much time, but I just want to show you one important study that we are currently doing. So you know that large language models are very handy nowadays, and almost all of us are using the Chat GPT or this Gemini. But there is but we need to understand whether these large language models understand our Indian culture or not, because you know Indian culture is very vast, and and we in India, so many states are there, and each state is having their own culture. And what do you mean by culture? Culture is very diverse. So culture means the history, costumes, cuisines, festivals, famous tourist attractions, our dresses, our marriages, everything constitute our culture. So we want to we basically we want to do a study whether large language models I have a good understanding of our culture or not. Okay, so this study is on cultural knowledge test of language models on few key aspects of the Indian culture. So what we did is that we collected data from, we basically created a question answering data set for our Indian culture. We covered almost all the union states and union territories. So we collected data from this Wikipedia, rithiriwas.com, holidify.com, indianculture.gov.in, art and culture.google.com, Times of India, indiatimes.com. From all these websites, we collected data like this. Like you can see, this is a data like Andaman and Nicobar, general knowledge, origin, culture, festivals, cuisine, costume, handicap, music, dance, tourism. So data is stored like this in the background. Okay. So given this data in this format, we then created, these are the topics covered: history, cuisine, dance and music, tourism, costumes, language, art, festivals, medicine, transport, sports, cultural common sense, rituals, and the ceremonies. These are the various aspects, fine-grained aspects that we covered under cultural knowledge. What do you mean by cultural knowledge of a particular area or a particular region? Then we generated many questions, like we have given a paragraph, and then basically we generated many questions, and these are all factoid based questions. Okay, like you can see that Chhattisgarh's folk dances are often performed as a part of rituals honoring historical figures, natural elements, guardians of the village, or gods and changing season. This way, these are some MCQ kind of a question, and only one option is correct. Okay, so this way we have basically generated some MCQ kind of a questions, and covering all the states and covering all the various aspects of the culture. And these are some of the examples you can see in Uttar Pradesh history. In which state of India did the narrative dance from Kathak originate? Okay. Then which region of India particularly known of its vibrant Ramlila performances that showcase historical storytelling through dance and drama is also recognized as the birthplace of this cultural tradition. So this way, sometimes you have to identify the state name. Sometimes you have to, there are 4 types of question. Sometimes you have to associate the predictions. The participants identify the cultural reference in the statement. Sometimes you have to identify the country. Sometimes there is a general awareness prediction, or sometimes there is a state prediction. So there are total 21,000 questions in our data set. And this is a distribution, state-wise distribution. So we are able to cover almost all the states, but there are less number of questions from Jammu and Kashmir, but almost this is the scale also. So we have, so basically we have most questions from Bihar, from Maharashtra, from Chhattisgarh. So this, green regions means more number of questions are from these states. So, and these are the languages covered. This is a kind of a word map. So this is the data set. And then we tested these small language models and the open source large language models. Indic LLMs also we have tested. Indic Gemma, OpenHati, and also GPT-4, OpenAI, and Queen, small language model, Gemma, Llama. All these language models we have tested for their Indian cultural knowledge. And these are the results, some on different types of questions. And what is the overall, what is the overall final thing. So basically, mostly our observations see they state that most of the language models like GPT-4 is really doing good, but in general they do not have much knowledge regarding the small northeastern states like for Assam, Nagaland, Manipur. They are not really doing good, but for the for the this for the other states like this Maharashtra, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, all the models are really doing good. Next, we are also generating some multimodal data. Like now, we are also referring to an image, and by referring to the image, we are asking a question. So we make the data set a multimodal. Okay. So, like which festival is being celebrated by performing the dance presented in the given image in honor of Umang Lai, the deity of Manipur. So now, this is just to test the visual language models. So in this way, we have created some multimodal data also. I think I need to stop now. And also another work is to test the sports knowledge of the language models, because there are many the local sports in national level and also in the international level, whether these generative models have the knowledge about our local sports. So in order to do that, again, we have basically now this is an international project we have done in collaboration with many international institutes. So we collected many local sports and we again created a MCQ kind of a data set which is called the multi-sports question bank. We covered China, India, and many other African and the European countries. And this multi-sports QA is a multilingual, multicultural, multiple choice course dataset. There are 60 countries across 6 continents. We covered 11 languages and 80 sports. There are 33K manually created questions. And these are some of the examples I am not going through. And then we have tested, the various LLMs and VLMs for these languages. Yeah, so with this, I think I have to stop now. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask.
If you have any questions from audience, any question? Thank you, Dr. Shah, for delivering your insightful keynote address. Your valuable thoughts and expertise added great meaning to our event, and we are truly grateful for your time and contribution. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for the invitation. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
And as we come to the end of the inaugural session, it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Shashank Kumar Dubey, convener of this conference, to express gratitude to all who made this event possible.
Good morning, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Good morning, everyone. Present here and in online mode. Not audible. Hello. Am I audible? It is my proud privilege to extend the vote of thanks on behalf of Amity Institute of Information Technology, Amity University, Patna, for the successful inauguration of the International Conference on Business Intelligence, Data Science, Language Analytics, and Defense Technologies, centered around the theme Analytics Unbound, Navigating the Future with BI, Data Science, Language Intelligence, and Defense Economics. At the outset, I express profound gratitude to our visionary founder president, Honorable Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan sir, whose mission of nation building through education inspires us all. I also express deep gratitude to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan sir, whose dynamic leadership and guidance have been the driving force behind Amity's global excellence and innovation. My heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Vivekanand Pandey sir, for his inspiring inaugural address and constant encouragement in every academic endeavor of our university. We are deeply grateful to our respected HOI Dr. Rasmi Shekhar ma'am for your unwavering support and guidance. That has been the cornerstone of ICBIDS LADT 25. We are honored to have you leaders. Thank you, ma'am, for empowering us to achieve greater heights. We are immensely grateful to our distinguished inaugural key speakers, Dr. Subodha Kumar, Paul R. Anderson, Distinguished Chair Professor, Temple University, USA, and Dr. Siparna Saha, ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, IIT Patna, for their enlightenment keynote addresses. Their insights into emerging trends in business analytics and multimodal information processing have indeed set the tone for this two-day international conference. I also take this opportunity to thank all members of the organizing committee, dynamic faculty members, scholars, students, and our collaborators, IEEE Student Branch, IQAC, Amity University Patna, IT team, and media team for their relentless support in making this event a grand success. Last but not least, heartfelt thanks to all our esteemed keynote speakers, participants joining us in hybrid mode from across the globe for being a part of this intellectual celebration. Once again, thank you all for your presence, goodwill, and encouragement. We will continue with your continued support. We are confident that ICPI DT 25 will be a memorable and intellectually enriching experience for everyone. Thank you.
So we came to the end of this inaugural session. Our first track will start from 11 a.m. in the seminar hall. Requesting all the participants to stay in the seminar hall, and those whose track is in the room number 104, they can move over there and can settle over there. So we are going to start from 11 a.m. positively in this seminar hall. Thank you for joining us for this inaugural session. Thank you to all.
Thank you.
The link for the track 1. The link for the just wait. The link for the track 1 and track 2 has already been shared. So you all go to the respective room for the physical presence of your presentation. Now I request all the participants in the seminar hall to kindly stand up for our national anthem. Thank you to all. Thank you to all who are present online. and offline. We are going to end this session. Thank you. Thank you once again.
चल नेट पर इसको ट्रांसफर करेंगे अरे मैं तेरे से कनेक्ट करेंगे नेट पर इंटरव्यू क्या नाम है क्या